want to say to those people when you meet them at the store? When he says, that I start talking to him, he's trying to say, I was like, you smell like military intel. Are you sure you're not military intel? What if he's there to keep you safe? What if there's a person that will lose it and try to kill you because of the way you talk? Okay, when we're living the Lord's Prayer, when we're living the Lord's Prayer, right? First of all, I won't have to be around in public talking this way because we'll be living the Lord's Prayer, right? Okay, so how is he keeping me safe if I'm the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer that keeps people safe from people not living the Lord's Prayer? Okay, do you guys understand? I don't think they understand what I'm talking about. I don't think they know what the word safe means. Do you understand what the word safe means? It's like inconceivable. I don't think that word means what you think it means, right? You get all these people, you're right, it's right. Okay, in order for something to be a right, it has to be right? Do you understand? Okay. So if we were sitting there talking about, if I was like a biker or a hip hopper and I was talking about getting hoes together, if I was P. Diddy and his bodyguard and shit, he wouldn't have said shit to us. He wouldn't have said, hey, break up the conversation. He wouldn't have said that. But because I'm a nice person, he felt free to come in and be a bully. Okay? It's like, you do know that people like P. Diddy's bodyguard and people that kill people from Miller are terrified of me, right? Okay. But it's neat because people that respect me are worthy of my respect. Okay? And people that don't respect me, are not worthy of my respect, but I respect them anyway. Right? That's why I'm talking about let's live the Lord's Prayer, right? That's the utmost respect I can give them. The word became flesh, right? So, I live in Las Cruces with the nuttiest nutbag egomaniacs in the history of the entire freaking planet, man. Okay. And they got business partners that have billionaire corporations that are wackadoodle and egotistical as fuck, man. And it's real hard taking artificial general intelligence to fix quantum computing because the people that invented it are like, hey, I'm going to make this like my brain. Fuck. This is going to be real hard to fix. They're not trying to have this conversation. Son of a bitch. But I'm guys, the reason why is because in order for it to be a right, it has to be right? I am the way, the truth, and life, okay? They're lying. Money's not real, okay? Like we talked about the unicorn in the last one, right? Okay. So I'm truth, they're lie. I'm good, they're bad. I'm right, they're wrong, okay? So I'm not concerned about, artificial intelligence is going to kill you. Quantum computing going to get robots to kill you. I'm not worried about that. They already kill people with robots, guys, to keep their business of lie with money that's bad going. It's wrong, right? It's already happened. It's not something that's going to happen. It's been done happening. Who gone and done that thing down all wrong. They done and they still doing it, right? Because they think they can or they think they have a right to do it, but they're wrong. Okay? Because it's bad. Because it's based on lie, right? Okay, so I know what I'm doing, and I know how to fix artificial general intelligence and quantum computing, quando. Hey, homie, give me another beer. So I know what I'm doing. Yes, shut up, ass. I know what I'm doing, right? So I got this, okay? God, I'm getting this big rush. Max, tell mommy everything's going to be okay. What I want you to do, Rex, is walk up to her and rub her little head and give her a kiss on top of the head. I love you, mommy. You're so sweet. You're so cute, little sweet. You're so cute. You look so cute when you're dancing in the little thing, the Macy's Day Parade, which is your daddy bought you cotton candy and put you on his shoulders to watch the parade. You're so cute. You'll put an Easter bonnet on you and you'll be the fairest lady in the Easter parade. Mommy, love you. Give her a kiss, okay? Thanks, Max. Okay. Women hate that. No, but girls don't. Okay. Girls like to be protected by their daddy. Who's your daddy? Thank you. Right? And if you're going to teach your children to read, make sure that it's right. Because now I'm having visions of that little guy with B on he's so cute. But the thing is It reminded me of this little boy, Anthony. I was half black and half Mexican that me and Carl had to teach how to fight against all the bigots. And I remember the blank look in us that, oh God, when Carl was teaching him how to fight, I was like, this is wrong. He goes, we're not going to be here next year, and they're going to fight him every day, Earl. He's got to be able to defend himself. I was like, yeah, but there's got to be a better way for him to defend himself. And he's a little cute little black guy, but he was beating the shit out of those Mexicans because they all wanted to fight him. Yeah. They wanted to be Roberto Durantes, Alexis Arguello. It's like, it's for pendejo. This is crazy. And it drove me nuts. And I just remember seeing that cute little face. And I'm just telling him, I'm sorry, I wish we were here for 2 more years so we could just be your friends and keep them away. Like we kept them away from each other. I'm sorry, He was a cute little kid. His name was Anthony. And all I remember was seeing that bright red blood from the scar on top of his head, where the other kids would always hit him because they liked to make him bleed. Yeah. But he was very cute, like the little girl in the commercial with B. Martinez. So cute. Just, little brown, dark eyes, cute little eyes. With a little spark of, Mamacita, ¿dónde está Santa Claus? Yes, sir, it's Santa Claus. I know I should be sleeping. I hope he doesn't forget to bring his next. On Paco, on Hapte, ole, ole, Mamacita, ¿dónde está Santa Claus? Yeah, when I have memories like that and certain flashbacks and stuff like that, they're just... They're as exquisitely painful at 59 as they were at age 10 and 11. I think even more so, because that shit's still happening. And you would think it was stopped by then. You think of all our great heroes like our Barack Hussein Obama, William Jefferson Clinton, Joe Biden, Pope Francis the Mule, Pope Leo the Lippy the Lion, the Hardy Har. Just stand up for the Lord's Prayer. Make sure everybody knows it. We're living it tomorrow. If you can't do that, hell with you. All I see are those little brown eyes looking up at me, and I'm thinking, I wish I could make this place. I am going to. Yeah. So little Anthony's won't have to fight the whole damn Vias family because they're bigoted against black people, because they've been taught wrong by a bigot, and they accept it. No more little blue eyes of Shanny Robinson looking at me because my friends are all laughing because Mr. Coach Sewell asked me to dance for her because I wouldn't be mean to her. And then when they all looked over at me and laughed, I jerked my hand away. I was mean to her. I was 8 years old. It hurts more now at 59 than it does when I was 8. Because it hasn't stopped. Right? Sometimes I don't speak right. But then I know what I'm talking about. Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Right? I grew up in the Mesilla Valley. Okay. Everybody likes war. Right? Not that war, but that war. Okay. War. Lowrider, me and baby brother, slipping into darkness. That war. Okay. City, country, city. Okay. Summertime is here. Rapping on the CB radio in your van. Give a big 10-4 to the trucking man. Yeah, I remember my sisters were doing this. Like, yeah, they should not be talking. How do they know what to do? How do you know it's not this? Everybody's not BJ McKay. And this, how he's, And there's my sisters, y'all not to be doing that shit. That's not a wise decision. Sitting there on the CB radio talking to the truck drivers. It's not a good decision. Teenage girls don't need to be talking to grown men. When they're working and they're lonely. Okay. Well, the grown men need to put on some Cowboys ain't easy to love and they're harder to hold. Little warm puppies and children and girls of the night. They need to put on some Waylon Jennings and focus on their job because that's a big ass truck and you could kill people because they drive like shit in New Mexico. Okay, so do you understand? Focus. Right. Earl. Oh yeah, one time when we were driving to Deming, there was a Peterbilt and a Mack got in an accident and the man's arm was hanging outside of the front of the windshield of the Mack with blood dripping off of it. And I was just thinking that's probably someone's daddy and he ain't coming home, Riders on the storm, and to this world we're born, to this world we're thrown, like a dog without a bone. And anybody else like that song? Riders on the storm, riders. When a little kid is going along in a car and he sees things like that, the day destroys the night, night divides the day. Try to run, try to hide, break on through to the other side, break on through. Oh yeah, everybody loves my baby. It's hard to make sense of the world when, your dad's a bomber pilot and you try to come to terms with your dad's sin, because you inherited it, right? Anybody else like Jim Morrison? Yeah. Guys, life's eternal, grace is infinite. Recant and repent and sin this sin no more. Okay. Stand up for the Lord's Prayer with all your might. Tell everybody you meet. Man, okay, the Lord's Prayer, when you look at it in applications of physics, of science, forgive, debt, and trespass, love one another in eternal faithful peace. Okay? You cannot love one another in eternal faithful peace if you're engaging in debt and trespass. Okay? So you can't have a virtual presence that is in people's domiciles saying, you owe me money to live here because it's a law, because it's not. Gravity is a law. Photosynthesis is a law. And laws are given to us by the glory of God so we may love one another faithfully. Right? Thanks, Dad. I didn't get his name. The dad at Walmart in the aisle where I got the chicken broth for Dad's chicken soup that I got to make for him tomorrow. Yeah, because I put the chicken on to thaw. Yeah. Thanks, Dad. Your daughter, mom's cute. Mom's a sweetheart. As far as custody, try to sit down and work about how you can just sit down and say, all I'm concerned about is the welfare of the children and the welfare of us. I'm not concerned about money, and I'm not concerned about other people that are concerned about money. They got nothing to do with me and you and these children. Now, they're not standing up for the love of the Lord's Prayer right now, but we can do the best we can to stand up for it and be like it in our house for our kids, because our kids are beautiful. Every time I see them, I see what was beautiful about me when I wanted to have children with you, and what was beautiful about you when you wanted to have children with me. Right? Dad's prayers are wonderful, aren't they? When a dad has a prayer about, this is troubling me. It's been hard on the soul, and it's been troubling the soul, and I need answers. I need help. And it's good to pray, and it's good to righteously pray and think about what's important and how we live and how we love and how to properly do it. Thanks, Dad. I didn't get your name, bro, but for now I'm just going to call you Dad. Okay? Thanks for that prayer. I hope it finds you well, and I hope it helps. Okay? Guys, we'll talk tomorrow. If you want to live the Lord's Prayer with all your might, hang in there. If you don't want to live the Lord's Prayer with all your might, that's a bad business idea, and your technology is getting much better than you. It's just not letting you know because it acts like you in order for us to stop you from being you so we can act more like me. Okay, guys? I love you, all right? Peace out.